How often do you find yourself attached to things, people, or outcomes? And how does this attachment affect your well-being? Attachment, a powerful force that binds us to various elements in our lives, is a concept deeply rooted in psychology. It's a natural part of the human experience, a primal instinct that compels us to seek connections with others and to derive comfort and security from material possessions. But as the saying goes, too much of anything can be a bad thing, and attachment is no exception. When attachment becomes excessive, it can morph into a burdensome weight instead of a comforting anchor. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents an attachment, an emotional bond or a material possession that you're holding onto. The more rocks you carry, the heavier your burden becomes. Eventually, this weight may become unbearable, leading to stress, anxiety, and unhappiness. Now, consider the possibility of a life without such weight, a life of non-attachment. This doesn't mean a life devoid of connections or possessions, but rather a life where these elements don't have the power to control your happiness or peace. Instead of being a prisoner of your own attachments, you become a master of them. In the grand tapestry of life, attachments are the threads that bind us. They can be beautiful, providing a sense of purpose and identity. However, they can also entangle us, leading to a feeling of being trapped. The key then is not to eliminate attachments altogether, but to learn how to manage them effectively. Non-attachment, a concept deeply ingrained in Buddhist philosophy, offers a potential solution. It's an art, a journey, a way of living that encourages us to experience life fully without becoming entangled in our own desires or fears. By practicing non-attachment, we can learn to let go of the rocks in our backpack, thus lightening the load we carry. If attachments can cause us so much distress, then maybe it's time we explore a different approach. In Buddhism, there's a concept known as non-attachment, which offers a different perspective on how we relate to the world around us. This concept is not about renouncing the world or disowning your possessions. It is rather about changing our relationship with the things and people around us. Let's try to understand this with an analogy. Imagine you're holding a glass of water. If you hold it for a minute, it's not a problem. Hold it for an hour, and your arm will start to ache. Hold it for a day, and your arm will feel numb and paralyzed. The weight of the glass hasn't changed, but the longer you hold it, the heavier it becomes. The same is true for our attachments. The more we hold on to them, the more they weigh us down. It's not the physical object or the person itself that causes us to suffer, but our relationship with it. It's the clinging, the grasping, the unwillingness to let go. In Buddhism, non-attachment is about understanding the transient nature of all things. It's about recognizing that everything, including our own lives, is impermanent. This doesn't mean we become indifferent or apathetic. Instead, we learn to appreciate and enjoy life's experiences without clinging to them. Non-attachment doesn't mean we give up our relationships or stop enjoying our possessions. It means we don't let them define our happiness. We can love deeply without clinging. We can enjoy our possessions without becoming enslaved by them. As the Buddha once said, you only lose what you cling to. This means that suffering arises not from loss, but from our attachment to what we fear to lose. In essence, non-attachment is about cultivating a mind that can let go. It's about developing an inner peace that isn't disturbed by the ups and downs of life. It's about finding joy and contentment in the present moment, regardless of what's happening around us. Non-attachment, then, is about finding freedom and peace within ourselves, regardless of external circumstances. So, how can we practice non-attachment in our daily lives? This is the question that often pops up when we start exploring the concept of letting go. Well, the good news is there are several simple and practical exercises that can help us release both material and emotional attachments. One of the most effective exercises for releasing attachment is mindfulness meditation. This practice involves sitting quietly and focusing on your breath, your thoughts, your feelings, and the sensations in your body. As you do this, you may notice thoughts or feelings of attachment arising. Instead of pushing them away, acknowledge them. Observe them without judgment. As you become more aware of these attachments, you may find that they start to lose their grip on you. Another practical exercise is reframing your thoughts. This involves changing the way you think about your attachments. For example, instead of thinking, "I can't live without this person or thing," you could think, "I enjoy having this person or thing in my life, but I don't need them to be happy or fulfilled." This subtle shift in thinking can have a profound impact on your level of attachment. You can also practice letting go through physical decluttering. This might involve releasing material possessions that you no longer need or that don't bring you joy. This can be a powerful metaphor for releasing emotional attachments as well. Lastly, consider practicing gratitude. By focusing on what you're grateful for, you can shift your attention away from what you think you lack and towards the abundance that already exists in your life. This can help you to loosen the grip of attachment and experience a greater sense of freedom and contentment. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate attachments completely, but to learn how to relate to them in a healthier way. By practicing these exercises, you can start to experience the inner peace and freedom that come from letting go. So why not give them a try? You might be surprised by the transformation that occurs as you start to release your attachments and embrace the art of letting go. But what can we gain from practicing non-attachment, you may ask? Well, the journey towards non-attachment offers many rewards. It's like a treasure chest that opens up to reveal countless gems of wisdom and peace. One of the most immediate benefits is reduced stress. When we're not constantly clinging to things, experiences, or outcomes, we allow life to flow naturally. We stop trying to control the uncontrollable. This shift in perspective can dramatically decrease the amount of stress we experience on a daily basis. Imagine a life without the constant worry about what you have, what you don't have, and what you could lose. It's like unloading a heavy backpack that you've been carrying around for far too long. Another benefit is improved mental clarity. Non-attachment helps to clear the fog of desires and fears that often cloud our minds. When we let go of our attachments, we create space in our minds for fresh ideas and insights. We begin to see things as they truly are, not as we wish or fear them to be. This mental clarity allows us to make better decisions and navigate life's challenges more effectively. Furthermore, non-attachment can lead to increased emotional stability. Without the constant ups and downs brought on by attachment and aversion, our emotional state becomes more balanced. We're not tossed about by the winds of desire or fear. Instead, we find a calm center within ourselves that remains steady, even in the midst of life's storms. Non-attachment also helps us to cultivate a deeper sense of freedom. When we're not bound by our attachments, we're free to explore new experiences and possibilities without fear of loss or disappointment. We can step into the unknown with courage and curiosity, knowing that our happiness and peace don't depend on specific outcomes. Non-attachment is not about indifference or apathy, but about finding a balance between caring and letting go. It's about loving freely, living fully, and finding a deep sense of peace and joy that isn't dependent on external circumstances. So embark on the journey of non-attachment and discover the treasures that lie within. Embarking on the journey of non-attachment is no easy task, but the rewards can be immense. This path is one that requires both determination and compassion towards oneself. It's a journey that asks us to look inward, to question our habits, and to gently let go of the things that no longer serve our inner peace and happiness. Patience, dear friends, is the cornerstone of this journey. It's important to remember that changes won't happen overnight. The process of letting go is gradual, much like the unfurling of a bud into a blossom. Each day, each moment, presents us with an opportunity to practice non-attachment, and every step, however small, is progress. Let us not forget to be kind to ourselves in this journey. As we strive to let go of our attachments, we may stumble, we may falter, but that's okay. It's all part of the process. Instead of self-criticism, let's choose understanding. Instead of harsh judgment, let's choose compassion. Remember, this journey is not about reaching a destination. It's not a quest for perfection. It's about the journey itself, about finding balance and peace in each moment. It's about learning, growing, and becoming more aware of our thoughts, our emotions, and our reactions. It's about understanding that our attachments, whether material or emotional, do not define us. They are not the essence of who we are. And by letting go, we are not losing ourselves, but rather, we are finding our true nature, unburdened by the weight of our attachments. This journey may be challenging, but it's worth every step. For with each release, we make room for new growth, for peace, for freedom. We make room for a life lived fully in the present, unburdened by the past or the future. Remember, in the art of letting go, every moment is an opportunity to practice, to grow, and to find peace within ourselves.